Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to episode 91 of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. This is Courtney Perry, and I'm joined today with a guest. I have a guest, is my son, Caden. And today we are going to discuss, we don't know, actually, we're just driving along. Hello. We're just winging it. Doesn't matter. We don't have to sound good. People are used to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, today, what has been keeping me up? What are the things that are keeping me up at night? The impeachment, what is it called? An indictment? No, the
I think it's
impeachment.
called the FJB.
Fuck Joe Biden. The fuck Joe Biden. Yes, it's called the FJB. The fuck Joe Biden. But as far as candidates coming up, I looked up what's his name? Not Eldridge. That's like a football player. I said football. Is it a football player? Eldridge. Is that a football player or a basketball player?
Basketball player. I'm not.
Eldridge. No, I'm gonna look it up. Eldridge. I feel like Eldridge is football.
Well, that's his last name. It's something Eldridge.
I'm looking this up.
Or Aldridge. Probably.
Eldridge. Okay, wait.
Not football. It's basketball.
Eldridge. Uh-oh.
Definitely basketball.
Eldridge.
Knowledge that I do have.
I've not even looked at it. That's weird. Nothing's popping up. That's weird. It says Clever Pants. Eldridge Clever Pants. What the fuck is Eldridge Clever Pants? Now I have to know. Eldridge, the 1970s political activist who invented penis pants.
Well, that's good knowledge.
Okay, well, so Eldridge Clever Pants was apparently the one that was penis pants. He invented the penis pants in the 1970s, and he's a political activist. Let's click on him.
What do those look like?
This sounds intriguing. He's a political activist. Oh my God, look at these. This is a penis pant.
What?
Okay, I highly encourage everybody right now to go onto the internet and look up penis pants that were created by Eldrige Clever. He was a presidential candidate, writer, political activist, a prominent early leader of the Black Panthers. Oh, an inventor of the penis pant. So he was an activist. He was a writer. And he was a presidential candidate. And if you look up a penis, what do you need that for?
You need that in a presidential candidate, apparently.
I mean, so like if your presidential candidate walked around wearing the penis pant, maybe he would get more votes.
Got my vote.
I mean, yeah, he might get more votes. I just don't understand why they need an actual like spot that just looks like you have
What's
a boner.
His name? Edward Penis Pants?
Eldrige Clever.
Eldridge.
And then he's even taking like pictures and videotape of it.
How do you spell that?
That's very weird.
Eldridge. What
am I even who's gonna wear that? It looks like you literally have an elephant's trunk. Oh my God.
It's not meant for style. It's meant, I'd imagine,
for
more
comfort. Yeah, but do you need a holder for it?
I don't know.
That makes it look like you have a heart. This is not things to talk about with your son. It's a weird conversation, but I don't understand. Okay, well, this went down a whole rabbit hole that I didn't know we were going to get into. And oh my God, look at that.
Yes.
Yeah. These are, okay. Well, this went down a whole other path I didn't know of.
Now, what was the main thing?
The main topic was not penis pants, that's for sure. But we still don't know Eldridge.
But it kind of makes sense if you
I'm going to put in Eldridge football player because I think it's football.
It kind of makes sense if you're thinking about it, though, because, you know.
Oh, Eldridge football player. Here we go. Oh, Brody Eldridge. Who the fuck is Brody Eldridge?
Well, listen, though, it is related because basketball players are predominantly black, and we all know black guys got big dicks. There you go.
Well, shout out
It's a
to
good-
black guys with big dicks, I guess.
It's a good segue, you know. It
Well,
works.
and then, okay, so on that note, are stereotypes
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah.
Because I think if you have a really good stereotype, like that you're a black guy and you have a big dick, or you
Nobody's
dance
complaining
well,
about
or you're
that.
good at
Yeah,
athlete, or you're being like, you're great at as an athlete, you're not going to complain. Like, I'm blonde. There are a ton of stereotypes against blondes that we're stupid or that we sleep around. Whereas black people don't have any bad stereotypes. They get that they have big dicks, they dance well. And Asians have that they're smart. Indians have that they're smart. Native Americans have that they're like have great hair. White people are actually the only ones with the bad stereotypes when you
Well,
think
they all
about it.
have bad stereotypes too. I think the black stereotype would be, you know, like,
You hear that they're lazy.
yeah, I was gonna go for like crime, I guess.
Crime, you hear about that. But you have no bad stereotypes of Asian. I guess they say little
Native
penis.
Americans, people make
Alcoholic.
fun of them for like their kind of like
Crazy a little bit.
juju, like spell things going on.
Oh yeah, like they'll haunt your ass. Like with you, like you never want to live near an Indian burial ground, Native American burial ground. Asians, I guess their only bad stereotype is supposedly they have a little penis. But white people have all the bad ones,
But they're
really.
smart.
Yeah, white people have nothing. We don't have that we're good dancers. We're not good jumpers. I guess we're good skiers. We're good at water sports.
Good colonizers.
Okay, good colonizers. Yeah, there you go.
Some can debate
Good,
good thing or bad
good
thing.
colonizers. Yeah, we are great at skiing, snow skiing and water skiing, ice skating, things with water, whether it's frozen or snow related. We're good with water.
There you go.
But we get that we're fat. I don't know. White people actually have the most blondes. I'm blonde. Like I said, I get horrible. That's loud. But I mean, there's a lot of stereotypes, and stereotypes are not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know why people get butthurt over stereotypes. I mean,
it's making a trend back towards the, what's it called? Politically incorrect. We're getting.
Incorrect? Oh my God. Are you for real?
Oh, her dog just ate a big piece for pizza.
I'm trying to eat here a little Caesar's pizza, and my dog just took a big fat bite off of it. What the hell, dude? Ugh.
That's why I call her fat bitch.
You privileged, but she's mulatto because she's black and white. So this is going to be my most politically incorrect, probably podcast, the one that's going to make people cringe and go, oh, you're not supposed to say that. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, but
I don't think we've said anything that bad yet.
I don't think so either. But in today's society, you can't say like that I have a White House with black trim because they're going to go, why do you got to have a White House with black trim? Are you oppressing the black? Why don't you have a black house with white trim?
No, that's exaggeration.
No. People are crazy now. People are crazy. I don't think that there's such thing now as like when I hear things, nothing seems to shock me anymore. Like nothing.
Yeah. I think comedians are our biggest ally against the cancel culture because they're like the most ballsy people that'll say the most that'll still ride that line of, you know.
No, I agree.
Going against the woke people.
Like Dave Chappelle kind of cracks me up because he kind of 1 minute seems a little more liberal, a little more conservative, but he rides that line in between. I think he's not a liberal or conservative. He's just kind of like, if you're stupid, I'm going to call you out. If you're dumb, I'm going to call you out. But yeah, comedians, you're right. Props to comedians because they do. They're pretty ballsy. They say whatever. Like Louis C.K. I was just watching a ton of Louis C.K. today, and he just says whatever the hell is on his mind. Whatever the fuck is on his mind, he says it.
He took a break.
Nothing is off the table
for a while, or was that because he kind of got canceled?
Yeah, he got
like jacking off.
Yeah, I think it was jacking off. Which why though? Like, who cares what he wants to? Especially nowadays.
He's back though.
Yeah, because now you can cut off your dick, but you can't jack off in front of women. But you can cut off your penis.
But hold on, I was gonna ask you. So the show you watched, it was a new show. He's back on.
I think it was just called. I've only watched it like 1 or 2 times. It was good though.
Because I did think on Joe Rogan podcast like a few months ago that I think he was starting like a new tour. So I think he is.
No, yeah.
I think he has done some new.
I just got done watching his
So it's new.
I watched one. It was funny. Like he just says whatever the hell, and I love it because he says things that you want to cringe, And you want to be like, ooh, mmm. But you laugh because you know that you want to laugh, because normal humans laugh at shit, whether, I just don't know why we don't do that more often. Like, I don't care if someone tells me a blonde joke. I think it's funny. I don't get offended. I find it funny. Why do we have to cringe and go, oh, I don't know if I can laugh. Oh, I don't know if it's okay to laugh. It's funny. Laugh. That's what we should do more. We should laugh more. We should be offended less, laugh more.
I think what happens is people that get caught off guard the most by the most offensive jokes that they're not prepared for. That's like the most natural like outburst of a laugh that you probably like can get from a person, because they're not expecting like, oh, you're not supposed to say,
Yeah, you're at like a comedy tour. You're watching them on like live talking, and like you said, you do your first reaction, your gut reaction. You're not thinking about, oh, who's around to hear me, see me. Oh, am I supposed to laugh at this? No, you're just doing.
Well, it's also what you know beyond what the media, beyond what the experts are saying. It's just I think a lot of these comedians, they go by like honest, real childhood experiences. They know like the hundreds of people that they have met throughout their lifetimes, that they know that they can that they have these similarities with, and they know that it's actually a lot more people have these the fucking sense of humor, the sense of humor and the commonalities of like growing up, of like you could joke with Mexicans back in the day. Like even when I was growing up,
Mexicans now.
Even when I was growing up, though,
people from Mexico are Mexicans. People from Canada are Canadian. People from America are American. So,
but even when I was growing up in like middle school and high school, in the early 2000s, people would be like, "Oh, you homo," and like you you could say these things, and it wasn't like oh, I hate gay people, or oh, like I hate Mexicans. Like it was just like you're just fucking around. Like you were still able to say those things. Like it really wasn't that long ago before people started really just getting offended.
It was like right before COVID. It was before George Floyd. George Floyd, when the whole thing happened with George Floyd, that is pretty much the exact point in time where everybody crammed a stick up their ass.
No, it was the second term of Obama's administration, really, because Obama lied to the American people, had a bunch of promises, and in his first term, he actually was pretty bipartisan. He actually passed things that Republicans wanted to pass. It was actually like he actually got some bipartisan like good bills through, but then like crime bills through, but then he got more woke, probably because he's just a puppet paid for by people like George Soros. And I think in his first term he was a pretty good president, but then he started not following through on all of his promises during his second term, and that's when he really started to focus on.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I agree. Actually, I agree, 100%. I feel like
he started the whole culture war. If you go back and look at his videos, he's the first one that really started talking about race this, race that, and we need more diversity, blah blah blah. So nobody was really thinking about that. Even when I was in high school, middle school, like nobody really saw color, and we're not supposed to see color. What happened to what Martin Luther King said? Martin Luther King said, judge people by the content of their character, not their color. And society today is just 100% focused on color.
So I did a TikTok video.
You have to see color, or else you are racist.
Yep. I did a TikTok video talking about just that, how being gay or being a certain race is not what makes you special. You're not special because you're gay. You're not special because you're transgender. And I got literally thousands of hate mail. I got death threats, everything, because my point was it's your character, it's your ethics, it's your morals that make you who you are. Your morals and who you are as a human, how you treat others, that is what defines you. Your race doesn't define you, your religion, your gender, those are not the things that should define you. If you think your whole life is based on your race or your sexual orientation, that's sad. It should be based on your character. So yeah, I did a TikTok video on that, and I got freaking death threats, like literal. So I agree with you. I think that Biden kind of created this, and now we have a culture where comedians like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and Louis C.K., those people that are ballsy enough to just say whatever comes to them and they suffer the consequences and they don't care.
Now, I still don't think that it's like a bunch of liberals who are just all of a sudden turning on Dave Chappelle because they're that manipulated by the culture wars and the ideological stuff. I think that it's just a small minority of outraged, specifically transgender people, because he's making transgender jokes, and apparently they're the only people that can't handle jokes.
He did say that those are the group of people that he's hated
It's actually made threats
towards
him.
Yeah.
And I think it was somebody transgender that literally tackled him on stage once, like in his life. So maybe not. You have to fact check me on that. But point is that I think people often like to get way too pessimistic, and I think you have to take a step back and realize this is a small minority of very loud, obnoxious people who like to get people fired and cancel people. But I think that the majority of people are starting to wake up to all the BS. At least I hope so. I'm trying to be optimistic.
I don't know. See, you say that, and I did a whole podcast on optimism, like the difference between being pessimistic and realistic. And I think those are kind of almost the same thing. People like to call people a pessimist because they're actually just being realistic. But people say that, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because I spend too much time on TikTok and I don't see people say they're waking up. Well, maybe. I mean, yes, I think social media in general, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or whatever, I think everybody has their share of extreme crazy people. But I don't know. I feel like it's being more and more defined as I heard someone say this, if you wear a t-shirt or an article of clothing or have a bumper sticker that's the American flag, our country's flag, like our country's flag, that is now considered that you are a hardcore, staunch, conservative, bigot, racist piece of garbage. And I'm like, but it's sporting. But now if you wear the Ukraine flag, that's okay. And now you're a cool, amazing person. But you can't have our country. You can't be proud of our country. You can't show any kind of pride whatsoever in America and the country that you're born and raised in. That makes you somehow now a piece of garbage and a racist and a homophobe and all these things. And I'm like, no, it's the opposite, because America is the entire opposite of that. We are diverse. We're like, give me your tired and poor. Like people from all walks of life, all colors, all religions, all backgrounds come here to America. Why? Because we're diverse, not because we're racist, not because we're bigoted. And so sporting, bumper stickers or clothing that has our flag on it. Since when did that fucking become that you're like the KKK all of a sudden? That's so weird to me.
People have lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, it's weird. And then you get people that are sporting the transgender flag like that's our new American flag. And I'm like, no, the American flag already represents diversity and pride. So we don't need a rainbow pride flag to represent diversity. And plus, the rainbow, millions of people have said this before me, but since when did gay and transgender people get to confiscate the rainbow? The rainbow belongs to everyone. The rainbow belongs to religion, belongs to nature, belongs to everybody. And the American flag already represents diversity and welcoming people from all walks of life. So we don't need a rainbow transgender flag and a rainbow gay flag to represent diversity, because that's what the American flag already represents.
Mm-hmm. Shit, what was I gonna say?
I talk too much, see?
Yeah.
I know.
I was letting you do all the talking and you got me on track now. You got me off my thought process.
It just bugs me because this whole transgender thing and this whole transgender flag thing, I'm like, again, to have it like on our Capitol and have it like, and then the whole Biden 9/11 thing, that rubbed me the wrong way. And, you know, the reason that he's spending more time on vacation is because the man has genuine dementia and he really genuinely doesn't know what he's doing. So they have to give him a rest. They have to give him a break, because to form one sentence That's 5 hours of his life now that he has to recoup after speaking a sentence. For every 10 minutes of speaking he does.
True. Nah, forget it.
Yeah, exactly. For every 10 minutes that he talks, he needs a freaking hour-long nap to recoup. So it's not his fault that he has dementia.
I was watching one of his speeches and he literally trailed off and he was like, "Yeah, I gotta go to bed."
Yeah, the man
in the middle of a speech.
The man genuinely has. I say that I've said this 100 times. Shame on his administration and shame on his wife. They all should go to jail for elder abuse because he obviously has dementia. So I don't blame him for the things he's saying anymore because it's genuinely not his fault. It really is not his fault. He's souped up on God knows what medication during the day to keep him awake. And then
Adderall and cocaine.
Yeah, Adderall and cocaine, all the uppers. The man's on a million different uppers. And then he has to take a ton of vacations because he's 500 years old and needs to relax. And he should. They should let him relax. My God, he is old. He does need to relax. He should be retired and in bed and taking a nap and riding his bike and eating ice cream. And so should Kamala and Nancy Pelosi and half of our government, we were listening to, what was that site that we were listening to or that we watched that is like 70% of our government is 70 and above.
They're all dinosaurs from the boomers.
Yeah.
Boomer generation.
I mean, I'm not saying that 70-year-old people are stupid at all. I'm just saying there's a retirement age for a reason. And there's a reason that you have to retake your driver's license at a certain point because you do start losing,
Mitch McConnell's the head of the Republicans, and he had a senior moment too. He needs to go.
Yeah, he did. Well, I don't know if it was a senior moment or a seizure or a neurological thing. That was kind of scary. I don't know. But there's a lot of stuff that needs to be changed for sure. What was that? We definitely need to replace some of our cabinet members with people that were born before, electricity was invented. And they deserve to retire. They deserve to relax. So, I don't know.
Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah. Feinstein. Mitch. Nancy. Well, Nancy retired, right?
No, I think so.
Kamala needs to just retire because she's stupid. Not because she's old, but my God. I mean,
she was not born for politics.
No. I don't know what she would have a good job doing. What would she have what could Kamala do? I could see her being an airline attendant.
I think a person.
Not that airline attendants are stupid. Airline attendants are not stupid. I appreciate them very, very much. It's just that you don't have to say a whole lot, but they have to do a lot. And she would, oh, no. Could you imagine her? Let me get you some Diet Coke and whiskey. She just would not. And then you're on a plane and you can't jump off. You're stuck in a plane with her voice and her cackle and you can't go anywhere.
Her cackly witchness.
Yeah, every time she laughed, you'd want to careen off the plane, but you can't. You're stuck. So no, I guess not flight attendant. All right. I've been eating and making all kinds. This is by far the most probably tacky one, but that's okay. It's off the cuff, unedited, uncensored. So those are some things that are keeping me up at night. Crazy liberals. The fact that our president needs a nap. And the fact that if you look up apparently Eldridge, it comes up as penis pants. So you should all check those out. Penis pants.
The worst thing that's happening right now is that, I just was reading somewhere, some podcast or something. I know it's in my brain for some reason. Heard that you can take, well, and sometimes you just eat certain foods like Thai food, I think, and shit that has it changes your hormones. It fucks with your hormones.
Oh, like Skittles, you were saying? You said that Skittles changes your DNA.
No, that's not scary. But I'm saying like Thai food actually has like a female hormone that people eat that. So people are constantly on like dieting or taking that kind of stuff. Or apparently you can actually take drugs that have that kind of stuff in it. And
So you can eat Thai food and have a sex change?
no, it I was reading that it makes you lactate.
What?
So you can feed babies your really shitty no protein milk that apparently gives babies heart problems.
Ew.
And
Wait, from eating Thai food, you're saying? Or you're saying like,
I'm just saying that that's one of the very many things of some natural foods that can fuck with male hormones and other drugs that you can deliberately take that can make you lactate as a man. I've seen this. Seen pictures of men having their baby on their man tit, and
why the hell do men have a baby?
well,
They
they
should be
should go to
taken away.
jail. They should
Yeah,
literally be in fucking prison for that
yeah.
because there's the same like thing
That is called molesting.
the same thing that I was reading was saying that it gives them all kinds of heart problems because you think about it, it's like you're just getting the fucking Coca-Cola and the junk food and the fucking all the like that's what you're feeding to the fucking baby. And
Yeah, that's
as a
disgusting.
man, and that's why these babies are getting fucking all kinds of heart problems.
Why the fuck is any man trying
And-
to breastfeed a child? That
and-
means that they're a pedo.
Hold on, and
they have no business adopting
Hold
a
on.
child.
and the CDC and all these groups that are supposed to be FDA that like they should be making it very clear that this is evil, that these people that it's very unhealthy for babies. Like they know the health risk, but you know what all those motherfuckers are doing right now? They're remaining completely silent on this fucking
Of
going
course,
on right now.
because
Because
now if you're transgender, it's cool. It's fashion sensible. It's like all the rage. It's so very 2024. It's so progressive.
talking about men lactating.
Yeah, because now that's all the rage now is men.
No, it's not
saying
even
that they're
transgender men.
female.
It's just male men. That's just
Yeah,
like,
saying that they're
sometimes
female.
it's just even like far left, like crazy gay dudes or whatever. It doesn't
It's
matter.
men that are claiming that it's pedophilia
adopt
trying
babies.
to come up with an excuse to be okay,
Well,
to get away with what they're doing.
or it's just fucking really delusional ass people, and
It's people with severe mental
one of the two
issues.
or both is happening. They're just highly delusional.
I think that they have severe mental issues. They're pedophiles. And now that we've opened the door and making it okay for MAPS, minor attracted people.
Oh yeah, the whole thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've made it okay for men to try to breastfeed kids.
That was in
That's
Europe.
okay now.
In Europe, they tried to. I don't know if that's actually been like a past thing though. I think it's still like trying to be passed. I don't think it's like a law yet, but they're like allowed in that.
I don't know. It probably will, because now anything that's so bizarre and makes no logical sense is suddenly like, okay, we're in a very Alice in Wonderland upside down.
They're trying to confuse the shit
society.
out of the next generation. They're trying to confuse the shit and manipulate the shit out of the next
Control.
generation, because that is it. Because then they'll be able to, if you can confuse
Control
somebody,
and manipulation.
if you can confuse somebody to the point where they don't know who the fuck they are, they could be Yoshi for all they care. Like they have no sense of identity of like they're confident within their own skin. Clearly, none of these people are, because this agenda is being pushed on them. And when you confuse people and you make them not have just like solace and like confidence and like recognizing that I don't need anybody to tell me what to think and what to say and what to do, because I know who I am. So if you can convince somebody that they have no idea who they are, they can be changing, they can be fluid, they can be this, they can be that every 2 seconds, then what you have is a person that's very easy to control.
Exactly. It's the sheeple. It's like a cult. It's like the person that attacks the weak and the vulnerable. And yeah, so I agree. It's totally, if we get to a point where it's okay to breastfeed as a man, then that's not normal. So on that note, men breastfeeding, politically correctness, pessimistic versus optimistic, all these things are keeping me awake at night. So many things are keeping me awake, but I haven't done a podcast forever with my son, and the last podcast I did, y'all seem to like, because it's my actually most popular podcast. I don't know if you even know that. The last podcast, the only podcast that we did together, was actually my most popular one. So we make a good duo at least on air anyway.
I don't know. I think it's just me.
Oh, well, maybe it's you. Maybe you bring that pizzazz. You bring that little something, that little je ne sais quoi to this. And yeah, probably.
I like that. Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi means I don't know what. That I don't know, that little something, that little spice.
Nice.
All right. So on that note, I'm glad you were listening. I will have to have Caden on and various guests on because I keep promising that I'll do that. And y'all seem to like it. So thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney Perry.